So, this may be an unpopular opinion about Edwards versus Covington pre-fight build-up, or just the fight in general. So, let's talk about the fight first. Even though I was rooting for Edwards, I was predicting him to win, and justifiably so. Colby Covington had a decent shot at winning that match, looking back at it, had he been closer to his peak performance, peak form. Clearly, on many levels, Colby Covington surely had acquired a bit of ring rust, I would say, from the time out from the octagon. It clearly affected him. He was being gun shy and not being able to implement his normal game plan from the beginning to the end, which is mostly go forward pressure and is putting paces on his opponents. On top of that, his body to me was a little bit softer than usual or less defined perhaps. And I believe that a fighter's body tells a story when you know the baseline of that person's body aesthetics. Granted, a lot of success of Kobe might have been because of the fact that, because of the way Edwards chose to fight him, by going to his strength to prove a point. But along the lines of Edwards' weaknesses, we saw that there was a lane for Colby to be more successful in that fight. This was the third attempt for Colby at the title. He came up short in all of those attempts, even though he had his moments in all of those fights as well. It would be very hard for him to get back to that point and actually earn another title shot. However, if anything is going to get him to that title shot, is going to be his persona. We can address the pre-fight antics, which Kobe is known for in general, but this time he may have stepped it up a notch, to say the least. At some point, we have to talk about what is acceptable and what is not for us as fans or for us as community. In general, usually the market decides that, which is again the community. And the pay-per-view buys did skyrocket, but how low is too low? Using person's murdered father for promotion or using his name to get into your opponent's head may be the new bar set in trash talking. I'm all for the costumes and outlandish statements about the abilities of yourself and your opponent to hype the fight, but is there a line which shouldn't be crossed? There may very well be no line, but purely from my perspective, there should be some lines. On top of that, I think that Colby does use MAGA movement a bit unfairly. I don't think he's truly representing Donald Trump's view of the world. I think it's just a character that he adopted. That's what it feels like to me. And he's kind of a parody of a Donald Trump support. I do think that there are interesting fights for both going forward. If Colby can keep winning and keep talking, I think he may very well get another title shot, which would be pretty insane. Just looking at all the chances he had before. Also, there are very good and interesting matches for Edwards as well in his division going forward. But he was also called out by Islam Makhachev, which is, I don't think, what the UFC is looking for right now. Because stylistically, it is not the best matchup for Leon. Not to say that it's a foregone conclusion that Islam will take him down repeatedly and strangle him or something, but it's definitely a risk right now because Leon is at least on the way to be a big star. Again, this is not to say that Leon has not been able to demonstrate his abilities against several high-level wrestlers so far, because he has been and he should be the favorite against Makhachev, but there's always a level of risk involved. I do think that it would be an interesting match. It would sell a lot of pay-per-views, but this time around, UFC may want to respect the division and let other people get their shots at the champion first before doing any type of super matches. He's in much better situation than Makhachev in this case, and I think he would be more inclined to get those matches out of the way before venturing into anything else. Buddy, this is Temo. If you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll be putting out a lot more content. Please support the channel.